Cando pisamos a Bretaña, embargounos unha curiosidade inmensa pola situación do seu nacionalismo e, máis en concreto, da súa lingua. A Bretaña é un territorio situado, oficialmente, no oeste de Francia. Esta terra foi no seu día un dos reinos celtas e, de feito, o bretón é a única lingua de orixe celta que se fala fora dunha illa. A día de hoxe, o número de falantes é de 213.000, é dicir, o 5,5% da poboación da Bretaña histórica. E, ademais, a media idade desta porcentaxe é de 70 anos. Isto é o que puidemos atopar dunha vista rápida pola rede, pero para saciar máis a nosa curiosidade e poder saber de primeira man a situación desta lingua, decidimos achegarnos a Pondi, a falar con dúas xornalistas da Radio Bro Gwened para que nos contasen os seus pensamentos para con ela. Elas son Yuna e Jeanne.
I have learned Breton in Brest. Brest is a city in Brittany, and it was 2 years ago. I want to learn because my grandmother and my grandfather speak Breton, and I don't know why, but I said, okay, it's time for me to learn and speak Breton.
I've been learning for 4 years now in Rennes, which is the capital of Brittany. The first for my job, because I'm journalist in a radio station in Bretón. I find this job thanks to the Breton. It's very amazing because in France it's very difficult to find a job in a radio station for a young journalist. Well, I speak Breton with my co-workers all the day. I speak Breton with the people for interview. In the protest, for example, I have to find people to speak Breton, and I speak Breton with the people for my job. And after, I speak Breton too with my friends and my boyfriends a little bit, because my boyfriend speak Breton too. At work, first of all, with some friends also, and my boyfriend, because he speaks it too. But we don't speak at home, but when we are outside, so we cannot be understood.
That's all. It's not possible for me to speak Breton in the I don't know, in the train or in the transport. All the day it's very hard to speak Breton, but here it's possible. Yes, it's harder, I think, because in Brittany there are a lot of people to speak French, but it's not the same with the Breton language. It's very, very sad, but it's a fact. When I was a journalist in a French newspaper, it was not the same for French people, for example, and I have to find all day people for my subject, my reportage, my interview. It's harder in Breton, but it's so cool in Breton too, because the people to speak Breton are very happy to speak in Breton with me for all the subjects. The climatic question, for example, I make a reportage of this with young people to speak Breton, and the young people was so happy to speak with me in Breton for this subject. And the same in a protest, for example, or like this. And yeah, it's difficult, but the people are very keen to speak with me.
I go to see the elders to collect their Breton, their language, and it's difficult because they are old and older, and soon they will be dead. And so I feel it's more and more difficult to find these people because they aging.
But it's normal that they speak Breton.
Yes, it's their first language. They are born in Britain, and since the World Wide War, they had to learn French but their first language was Breton.
It's very hard in France to speak in other language, and I think it's a discrimination because if you want to be married, for example, in Breton, it's very hard. It's possible to be married for the ceremonies, but it's harder in Breton. In French, it's better for the administration, for the name too. I think, yeah, there are discrimination in France about the Breton language. For I think the Corse, it's the same. On the Basque, and it's for the minority, on the minority's culture or language, it's very hard in France.
Myself, no, but like Yuna said, it's more general in France. It's not a language official, and so you are not recognized. It's not a true language for France. But I've never been shamed because I spoke Breton. Some old people ask me why do you want to learn Breton, because for them it's useless. They tell me to learn English.
I mean, it's very hard. I don't know, because I want to be positive. There are school in Brittany for learn Breton, and this school is very, very important. Well, I think it's okay for the language, for the Breton language, if there are this school. But yeah, it's very hard. I don't know, because it's important to say that the older people to speak Breton. It's a very important question, I think, in Brittany now. How transmit the language for the younger people, and maybe it will be very hard for the Breton. Maybe it will be very, very interesting and very cool. But I don't know. I'm not too positive.
I'm quite pessimist, because I see what used to be Breton with the elders. I hear it. It's not the same as we learn now, and for me it's completely dying, because there is a large gap between the elders and the young ones. And it's not the same language, and I don't know. I see people speak it, but it's difficult to speak it, because we don't have all the words, all the syntax. I don't speak it daily, but I know this language, but I don't speak it daily because I cannot. The radios are in French, the TVs, but everything is in French, so it's difficult to speak it.
I want to autonomy for Brittany, for Corse, for Pays Basque, for all this country, because I think it's very important to have the choice in the country to decide for this country. If I'm president of the Brittany or of the France, I want to change the constitution, I think, because in the constitution it's not allowed, but it's not recognized the languages of the country, the Breton, for example, or the Corse. I want to change that for just for have a constitution more intelligent for the minority language.
I sort of put it in schools, like you have in Galicia, like in Wales, the obligation to learn it, but I'm not sure it would be efficient. Make it official, because this is not official. I think it's a problem. I would make it official, but I don't know if it would change something.
I know I'm pessimist, but I'm happy to see there is solidarity between the languages, the Galician, the Welsh, and I met people a week ago by Festival Interceltic, and I heard a lot of minorities languages, and it gives me courage to continue to speak Breton, because there are in fact young people who want to learn, who want to speak their languages. Yes, I'm happy to see this solidarity between the Celtic countries.
Their people are there for change this, and I'm glad to see the young people do protest, for example, for the language, for the culture. And I think it's not lost. The culture and the language is not lost, but yeah, there are a lot of works, I think, in France.